Morning everybody, welcome back to the homestead. You can see that I'm out in the garden. Had some rain over the last few days, which means the weeds have exploded here in the vegetable garden and the orchard, and I am so far behind on this part of the homestead. People wonder how I get as much done as I do. I do get a lot done. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and edit videos for a couple hours in a lot of cases before I even have breakfast, and I don't often get out as often as I need out to the garden, and this is the thing that's failing this year, or it's getting behind because I'm just too busy. I did mention that I brought on an apprentice. I've actually got two of his sisters coming in today to help get caught up on this garden with my wife. So we're going to try to tackle all of this today, get all of the weeding done in this orchard, and then, do that again later. Well, then it'll actually be at the point where I can manage it on my own, or my wife and I can manage it on our own. So we just need temporary help occasionally for things like this. So at least it's windy. It's going to keep the bugs down. I should be getting swarmed right now, but it's actually pretty good. Holy smokes, like I said, out of control. Got everything to clean up here. That is horseradish. That same thing. I guess a couple of roots got into the compost pile and it's getting spread everywhere. That is extremely deep rooted. It's good for improving soil over time, but it's not good for taking over your garden. So I'm gonna have to get that under control today, hopefully. Get it all dug up, everything I can find. Look at these potatoes, they're going crazy. Perfect conditions for them, obviously, with this compost pile right there, all these nutrients and a good amount of rain so far this spring, so they're doing extremely well. That's impressive. I'm going to actually bank these up right now with organic compost. Try to make sure the stems are nice and covered so that I get lots of potato growth off the stems. I'm also going to empty a couple of water things. My fertilizer bucket there, it's getting very mosquito-y. Lots of mosquito larvae in there. They're going to hatch today if I don't cover that up. I'll put more water in it, let it overflow a little bit into the garden, and then I'll put the, fill it up with water and then put a lid on to stop the mosquitoes from hatching. Better empty this too. Crazy. So busy being on two homesteads and trying to maintain it, mostly myself physically outside. Well, my wife does all the inside work and all the food and everything, and on the website and posting and everything. So we're both just crazy, but too busy for what we're trying to pull off. But I've been doing it. We've been doing it for 10 years and we're got high energy, but sometimes I actually do need help, and this is one of those days. Pawpaws are not doing well. That one especially is really not doing well. All my nectarines, I think, well, one nectarine survived and it's really healthy. I think there's only one. All these other nectarines and peaches all died over the last couple of years, but the last one, except for that one, died this year. These hazelnuts are going to produce for the first time now. Plums don't look like they're producing. Rough winter. Actually alive, like there's new growth coming out everywhere. I don't know, maybe it'll be fine. It is late. It's like June 10th or 12th today. Pretty late for it to be leafing out, but even the other one that was doing better last year is not looking awesome. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Potatoes are coming up here now too, a little bit later than those ones, even though they're planted well before. And my carrots are struggling to put on some growth here, or to even sprout. Strawberries are doing well. All these apple trees are doing well, but most of them, a couple aren't great, but no death this year from winter kill, at least not on the apple trees. Did lose, like I said, the peaches and nectarines, lost a pear, and what? I think That might be it. Everything else is thriving, but it's too young, too new for us planting them for them to produce apples this year. I only have, I think, 2 that are actually have a lot of fruit on it, and our sour cherries have tons of fruit. This yarrow is a good support for a plant. It actually fixes some nitrogen, puts it into the soil for the vegetation, for the leaf on the apple trees.
No, no. Get your head back. Callie.
No, we don't, but I have a feeling.
You just talk to yourself.
Well, that was a wicked storm we got last night. That was the heaviest hail for sure that I've ever seen. We just don't get that typically here. You have lots of food now. So this is a result of all the weeding that the girls did for us. Just from the orchard section right here. Essentially these raised beds and the pathways. And with all this rain, it's gonna get buggy, or weedy, buggy too, but weedy again pretty quickly. So I'm gonna have to try to stay on top of it. I should be able to now. Anyway, they've got all the weeds to go through, all the bugs that would be in those weeds, and all the worms and things that come up to feed on it from underneath, from the soil. Anyway, I'm gonna get some beans planted. I've been waiting for a good stretch of warm weather. I've been trying to sprout these. I'm gonna see, they're 3 years old, I think. Been stored down in my cellar. So they'll hopefully sprout. We'll get them into the ground now that it's warm and see what does sprout. Anyway, I'm gonna walk around too and see what kind of damage that hail did, if any. All these small plants, these seedlings, pretty vulnerable with that kind of weather. So I don't see much damage, if any. I think it's more bug damage in the plants than hail damage. Big pieces of hail, like that would actually, anything just emerging from the ground will get hammered by that. Like I said, it doesn't look too bad. Maybe one pepper plant there didn't do too well. Anyway, get these in the ground. Oops, great. Yeah, once you leave a potato in the ground, you get potatoes forever. Whether you want them there or not. All right, the bugs are starting to emerge now. I might have to get a bug jacket on for the first time this year. So what you just saw me do there was pick up some pigs from our friends that are part of our community. Had their daughters here in the garden doing the weeding, and then the oldest son working with me on the sugar shack. Finally got a little bit of help temporarily. They're not available for much longer, but look at this. This is actually black flies. They haven't been out for a little while. It's been mosquitoes mostly lately. Anyway, I think I'll get inside, get a fire going, or get a smoky fire going out here while I work. So those pigs, anyway, they're young. We're going to raise them till this fall, and then we'll butcher them, probably 4 pigs, and do some salt curing and some smoking. So looking forward to doing that. It's been a number of years, long time, probably 10 years since I raised pigs. So I'm looking forward to doing that again. I really like pigs. I like raising them. I like having them around. Like what you can feed them. And I like growing stuff specifically for feeding the chickens and the pigs. That's always fun as well. These bugs are bad, so I'm going to shut this down and get to, like I said, get a smoky fire going and probably do some inside work. Probably in the outdoor kitchen, get some wood prepped. I need to finish off the last of the soffit and fascia on the cabin, and then the cabin's pretty well done. A little bit of plumbing work to do, and it's pretty well 100% finished. Then I can move on to some other projects, maybe the bathhouse next after the sugar shack. So it's going to be an exciting year for me for the rest of this year. Hopefully get some bigger projects done before winter sets in, so I can work inside on those projects in the winter. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to get this fire going. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you back here on Homestead next time. Take care.